So what's the best way to get started in real estate development? I get that question all the time from people of all different ages, some people younger, older. So what is the best way? If you want to get into the real estate development game, what is the best way to make that happen? Well, first and foremost, it requires education. You have to educate yourself on the market. You have to educate yourself on the business, on what real estate development's all about. So there's a lot of information out there about real estate development. You don't need the actual technical aspects of development. You don't really need to know, to be a developer, you don't need to know how all of the technical aspects of the parts work. What real estate development is all about, what being a real estate developer is really all about, you're entrepreneurial. You're the one that brings the team together. You got to have the vision to be able to identify highest and best use. You have to be able to raise the funding, create the financing, bring the financing together to make the project happen, bring the team together, hire the best experts in the different areas that you need for the project, depending on what the project is. So you're really a leader, delegator, motivator. So it takes a lot of creativity, a lot of energy. You have to understand finance. You have to understand how to lead people, how to bring a team together and motivate them to the finish line, stay on track, on target, and you got to be able to identify the highest and best use. So you really need to educate yourself on the market. Number one, you need to know, what does the market need? Where's the demand? What is the problem you're trying to solve? You can't just build anything anywhere and hope that they will come. It doesn't really work like that. And you've heard that location is the number one thing in real estate, but more important than location is the use. You can put the wrong thing on the right spot and it will not succeed. So you have to marry location with highest and best use in order to maximize the product. And then you have to bring the financing to the deal and the best people in the business to get that project done, to get it to execute the project, to get it out of the ground, get it leased up and get it sold, and move on to the next one. So real estate development is creative. It requires vision, it requires expertise, it requires leadership abilities, it requires deep pockets. It doesn't have to be yours, but somebody has to have a balance sheet. You have to have liquidity, you have to have cash to get the project going, to do the feasibility and all those things, to take the property down, to put equity in the deal. But again, it doesn't have to be yours, but it's got to be somebody's. It has to come from somewhere. So that is the key. That's how you get into real estate development. If you're young and you're just starting out, you can go to work for a development company and learn the business from the ground up, doing whatever it is you have to do, and work your way up and become a developer. You can start your own business like I did, and in construction and development, and you can work for other developers, other investors, and start building your way up like that. That's what I did. I started with absolutely nothing. Started out working for investors and developers, learning from them, getting involved with deals with them. And then a lot of those developers ended up becoming partners and mentors for me down the road. So you could do that, but you got to have something to bring to the table. You have to have either the knowledge and understanding, you have to have some money, you have to have something, a business. You have to bring some sort of opportunity to the table to get yourself into the middle of these deals and get yourself inserted in these deals. If you're young and you're going to school, you can get a degree in real estate development. You also want to have some emphasis on finance, because financing is 100% of the game. That's what drives the deal. It's all about the financing. So those are some of the ways that you can get started, and it really doesn't matter how old you are, how young you are. All of these things apply to everybody at any age. You can, at any age, any stage in your career, you have to have something to bring to the table. You either have to have the ability to bring value through working with or working for somebody. You have to be able to bring the capital, or you got to be able to bring the deal, something like that. So think about those things, evaluate and assess where you are. Get out there, get the education so that you can insert yourself in these deals and get things going. And that's how it starts. You have to build it from the inside out. You need the knowledge first, then you got to take that knowledge, put it into action, and you got to take big risks, and you have to have deep pockets, but they don't have to be yours. They can be other people's.